Hey man, this is Laurence Archer from Grand Slam, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast, radio show.
Hey, you are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I am Bruce.
I'm Chrisin. Chris,
What?
I'm Chris.
And we've just made a pact in case you're listening to this Wednesday. If y'all want to join us, it's going to be no booze and moving our fat asses. So
I'm pretty. I don't know about the no booze thing. I'm gonna try. We'll see how it goes.
season 3.0, when it comes up, will be a whole different people. It'll be half of us.
Yeah, half of us.
At any rate, today we're going to speak with Laurence Archer. I don't know if you checked him out, but boy, he's got quite a pedigree. I mean, playing in Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake and with Gary Moore and some of my favorite players of all time. So
Yeah.
he's in a band called Grand Slam now. I guess they've been around for a while, but they're reunited, and I'm stoked to talk to him.
Let's check. Let's have a
So
chat.
let's go ahead and let's have a chat and see what he's got to say. Lawrence.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Lawrence, how are you? Bruce, and this is my partner, Chris.
Hey,
Hi,
how
man.
you doing,
Yeah.
Lawrence?
Good man, good, very good, thank you.
Where are you at? Are you in Spain?
I'm in Spain, yes. I'm about an hour south of Valencia, so I'm right on the coast.
Nice.
Yes, it's
I think-
beautiful here. at the
Are things
moment.
starting to mellow out there a little bit, or are they still just as bad?
No, we have because we have a small population where we live. It's become quite relaxed, so some of the businesses can open and restaurants and bars with exterior terraces can open. So it's sort of normal, and the shops are open. So yeah, it's good. It's getting back to normal.
So it's nice to get outside and enjoy. At least you probably have great weather there too, right?
It's stunning here at the moment. I'm looking at a very lovely, beautiful blue sky, and it's 6:30 in the evening.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
What's the temperature there right now?
Today, I think it was 30, 34.
Holy
All right, so you
man.
know why Chris did that, because I have no idea what 34 means. Chris, can you Chris,
Yeah,
can
I
you
don't
go
know
ahead
what
and
that is.
explain that?
What is that? 90? No, what is it?
It's like about 94, 95, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
See, that's what
It's
I'm talking
hot.
about. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
I got out of my car today, and I have an open top car. And when I got back in the car, man, my legs were burning on the seat already. I only jumped out the car as well for like 2 seconds. And it's really hot. Yeah.
I will take that over the cold any day of the week, Lawrence.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
I was
So what's
right.
the weather
It's-
like where you are?
I was right. It's 93.2, so I was close. Bruce, I'm getting better
yeah,
at this.
No, you're not doing bad. Yeah, that's cool.
So here it's in the 70s. I don't know what that equals in Celsius, but
Today's going to be 24 here.
24, right? Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
yeah, it's really nice. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's
Blue
going to
sky
be
as well.
34 on Wednesday. Why are we talking about the weather, though?
I don't have any idea.
But look, I should be talking about the weather. I'm the British one. You know, you guys don't talk about the weather. We do.
Well, the reason we talk about it is because I'm from Canada and I moved down into the DC area. So, like,
yeah. Okay.
I'm learning the imperial system, and it makes no sense to me still after 2.5 years. I still, like, what does Fahrenheit even mean? So I'm just learning the numbers in my head and how they correlate to each other.
Yeah. Well, look, I learned in inches, and now everything's in centimeters, man. So it's confusing. Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Grand Slam.
Yes.
So you rejoined back in 2018, and you guys are back in business again?
We are. We have. Well, essentially, I've been having this thing on my mind for really about 30 years of recording the album, getting the songs out there as they should be, very much in the way that they were perceived in the first place and written. Because I don't believe that anything that's been out there previously really represents the songs or the band the way it was. So it's always been my goal to get this done. So 2018 just seemed like a great time to start the project, and sort of just happened naturally. I fell into sort of a period of time in my life where it just felt like the right time to do it. yeah, so I now have the guys together, and we've done the album, and we've got the deal with Marshall Records and Better Noise, and yeah, it's all looking good, looking great. I'm very happy with the record.
I was just listening to it before we got you on the line, and the thing that struck me about it was how modern yet classic it sounded. I've never really heard that type of combination.
Yeah. I understand exactly where you're going, because essentially, I have what you sort of as sort of an understanding of it is I haven't changed or done anything unnaturally about the way we've approached it. So it has a sort of today approach, but we stayed true to the way I wrote it, or I wrote it with Phil in the first place. So it hasn't really changed in its meaning or its message, but it's maybe slightly more up to date in its feel. But to me, it still sounds classic, but it's just recorded in probably a more modern way. I
guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the songs sound classic, but the recording sounds much bigger than a classic recording would, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
I've always been into big. The bigger the sound, the better. I know that might sound a bit 80s, but it's.
I'm from the 80s. I dig it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, as far as the content of the album and the way it's come across as a whole, and from what you get from the sound and everything, I'm very, very happy. That's what I sort of aim to do.
So, what's the response been to it so far for you?
Oh man, it's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. We put the album and we started playing it to journalists before we released it, and in England, I mean, the journalists are great. I love the guys. And we have great relationships with the guys, but they can be very truthful and very harming, and it's good. And it's a good, like the touch paper and see how what happens. So we got like 3 or 4 guys in that we respected, and they came and heard about 4 of the tracks. And some of the guys were in tears, man. It was like crazy. It was a crazy thing, because some of those guys were there when Grand Slam was there. It was like the second concert they went to. It's like,
right?
Wow.
And I think we captured it. That's the thing. I think between myself and the guys, we managed to capture what people were hoping to hear, and the songs. I didn't want to dilute the songs and what they were in any way at all. So I think we managed to capture it. But when we played live, the response was absolutely incredible. Again, I mean, not just the old songs, but the new songs. I've written a song called Long Road, which is about, it's a very emotional song about another guitar player, Swedish guitar player, a friend of mine that suddenly died of, I'm not bringing it down too much, but he unfortunately was very ill.
Right.
And he died very suddenly and very quickly, and he was a lot of people's friends. A lot of people knew him, and he was a great guy, very, up and, good party animal. And I wrote that song. We tell that story when we play, and we've done the song live, and people literally just stand there in tears. But generally, the whole thing has been received in a way I couldn't wish for more.
That's beautiful. So I've got a 2-part question. One, Phil was probably one of my favorite musicians even to this day. And so what was it like working with him? And then the second part of that question is, when you're writing new material, are you thinking about like what Phil would have contributed to it and how he would have dealt with the songs?
First part question, Phil was, Phil was a hero of mine. I was a very young man when I first met Phil, and we spoke about playing together, and we spoke about everything about my influence and the thing of I was a kid and how Lizzy influenced me as a young man.
Right.
And it was an incredible feeling to be in his company and working with him on a one-to-one basis. I was 20 years old, so it felt incredible for me to be in that position. And he was. I mean, I'm hoping it's because he could see the talent within me regarding the writing side of it, not any other side, but that he took me on board and he nurtured that side of things, and he let me run away with a lot of it. I mean, a lot of the Grand Slam songs I demoed almost myself and introduced them to Phil, and then Phil came on board, and then we did it together.
Right.
And in answer to the second part of your question, it's almost a natural part of me to write in a way that I think Phil would naturally write too. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but it's a bit like, yes, I obviously have that thought in mind. What is going to fit this? What we've captured on this record now, I want to keep.
Right.
And it's not unnatural for us to carry on in that way, but I just want to make sure we nurture it and make it the way it is. And yes, part of that is all to do with my experience in my writing and my writing with Phil.
Gotcha. Okay. Chris?
I don't have anything else. I really appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Yeah, no, it's no worries, man. No worries at all.
I have one more then, if you don't mind. Sorry, I just thought I was being considerate, letting Chris get some questions in, but
I'm just.
Come on, Chris.
Hey,
up to the plate.
I've already made fun of Celsius and Fahrenheit. I've made comments about the recording of the record. We've got to know you a little bit and how you feel about the record, and it's just amazing to listen to. So that's why I'm listening.
Well, I hope you enjoy the record. I mean, it's always as an artist, I've held back from doing this for a little while because I wanted it to be the right time, the right place. But it's always nerve-wracking to know what people are going to think, because something on this level, and with Phil having been involved in the situation, there's always going to be people that are either anti or
sure
don't want to accept anything other than something with Phil's voice on it, or vice versa. So it's great to know that when people listen to it, that they can hear what we've done, and in the right way. I mean, because I want people to love the music. I want people to appreciate the music because it does have Phil's influence, and it has Phil's. It has Phil's input and it has Phil's influence. But it's not. I'm not doing it to jump on a wagon of the Thin Lizzy or Grand Slam thing in the whole. I'm just carrying on where I left off.
Sure.
Really, that's what I'm trying to say, really.
Well, I can say I clicked on the Spotify link they sent us, and I hit play on the first song, and the next thing I know, I went through all the songs, and I loved every one of them, especially 19. 19 was just ass-kicking rock and roll.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We have an American drummer, and he says exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, Bruce,
So,
sorry.
Hey, man.
Sorry.
Rock and roll. Yeah, that's what he says. When I say what we're going to start the set with, he always says that.
Nice. So my last question is kind of dealing with the whole situation that we're all in at the moment. Are you guys doing anything to engage with the fans or anything different because you can't get out and tour?
Well,
like online stuff?
Yeah, we've had a lot of thought about stuff like that, and we've sort of left it to one side for the moment, but I'm doing some Q&A stuff at the end of this week on the Grand Slam Facebook page. So I'm going to be doing, I think, a couple of days of Q&A, a couple of evenings of Q&A. We've been negotiating and signing up with MGI management, and we've been doing quite a lot to try and get over to you guys, really. because that's, it's a big audience for us, and we really like to bring it to you guys, and that's what we've been trying to do in this gap, is trying to get that happening. But I mean, as far as contacting the fans, I mean, it's a very difficult period, and a lot of people are doing stuff, and I don't know. I didn't want to dilute anything or jump on any bandwagon or do anything. I'm going to do a Q&A about everything, and people can ask me everything from Phil to what guitars or what color my underpants are. That's fine.
All right, I'm going to ask, what color are they today?
That was a British joke right there.
The cheetah skin. But,
cheetah skin, beautiful. Boxers or briefs?
Oh man, briefs. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I actually have one more.
80s, yeah.
I actually have one more, because the coronavirus thing has really brought this up to me.
Yeah.
You said you're living in Spain now?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So how is Brexit going to affect Grand Slam?
Oh well, this is all going to come out in the wash at some point, because there's nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of talk about how difficult it's going to be for any English band to tour in Europe, for example.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to go back to the old school regarding carnets, things like merchandise, where we're going to get it made in different territories. All those sort of things play a card in this. So we don't really know. I mean, at the moment we were due to be playing a lot of European festivals over this time now. I mean, in April we were in Sweden, then we were in Belgium, then we were in Ireland, and then we were back in Belgium, Germany. So I mean, we were going to be pretty busy over this period of time. But the Brexit thing, I think, is going to be a little bit of a big hit for any band touring in Europe, particularly. I don't know how I don't think it's going to affect us through the rest of the world, but I mean, certainly for doing the rest of Europe, it's going to be a very difficult situation.
Yeah. And what about you? Since you live in Spain and you have like the freedom of movement now, what happens when...
Yeah, I mean, when I say I have freedom of movement, I mean, I live in a place that has a population of less than 5,000 people, and things in Spain, they've opened up certain things in certain areas because of the fact there's not a lot of people, and we've had no cases in this local area, in this sort of province now for quite some time. So they've opened up things. They haven't opened it up totally. I mean, restaurants can have, like 30% inside, and all terrace restaurants can operate outside. Bars are the same. There's still no gathering of people, so the gig things are just still a little difficult.
But I mean, more in terms of, because you're a British citizen and you live in Spain.
Yeah. How
is that going to change, or will it change?
Well, no. I mean, I will always be a British citizen, but where I live, my wife will probably be a Spanish citizen eventually. I own 2 houses here, so essentially now this is changing. I have to sort of take that on board, but I think my wife will become a resident here in Spain.
Cool.
And I'll run everything from UK. I mean, we have our Grand Slam is a going concern in UK, so that's probably where I'm going to base myself as a business. And my wife will be a resident here, so and I'll just travel back. The only thing that really restricts you these days now, especially, is because we're not part of the EU. I have to travel back, every 90 days or whatever it is. I have to travel back to UK or out the country.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, this is because before you wouldn't have to do that, right? Before Brexit.
No, you wouldn't have to do that. You could be here for a long period of time, but. In theory, you could be here for 6 months. Yeah, a lot of things have changed, but nobody knows where it's going to land. There's so many things in, so many plates in the sky at the moment spinning around, and nobody really knows where it's going to land, because with the Brexit thing and the COVID thing, and so many things have been delayed. But we've been trying to keep the band business going and trying to keep things sort of on. We've booked our UK tour. We've actually booked a UK tour in December. We've signed the management deal in America. We're really hoping to get out there, but we can't. I don't think anybody's made a decision on whether anything's opening up properly. So we were due to go to Ireland in August because Ireland actually made an announcement they're going to open up to as many as 5,000 people in a crowd gathering, and
nice.
two festivals there. But I don't know whether they're retracting that. That's at the moment. I don't know. I'm hearing stories that maybe those will go, but at the moment we got a couple of shows in Ireland, and then we do our tour in UK in December. We have like 12, 15 days in December before the Christmas period, and then I'm doing a Cozy Power tribute show around the Christmas period.
Nice.
Then I'll probably come back to UK. Yeah. So.
Well,
yeah. I'm totally vibed about it, but it's a long waiting game.
Absolutely. Well, when you make it to the US, make sure you give us a call. Let us know. I want to make sure I'm there.
Yeah. Let's meet up and do it face to face. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking the time, my friend. Good luck with the record and stay safe.
Best of luck with the record.
And you
guys,
I hope it all goes well out there. I know you got a bit of trouble going on, but I hope it
Oh my goodness.
well.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It is a mess at the moment, man, but I'm sure you come out the other end.
Oh yeah.
Okay, man.
All right, man. Thank you for be well. Bye.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.